Well, good Saturday morning and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. Hopefully your day is off to a fantastic start as we get things going here with our weekly go-round, and we have got a lot of stuff to cover today, so I'll get right to it. Kind of looking here and making sure I've got stuff ready to go. I think I do. I think so. So hopefully you guys are doing well. It is a chilly one outside this morning here in the mid-Michigan area. So if you're heading out and about, bundle up a little bit, and some rain clouds-ish on the horizon, but we'll go from there. So who do we have saying hi this morning? Pat says good morning to the peeps out there. Gary says good morning. Good morning to you as well. We get a yo from Sam, and back at you, sir. Eric, howdy to you and good morning. And Ann says happy day before Easter, and as well to you. And Homebrew, good morning, sir. How are you? Thank you for being here. Bill says hi, and Bill says Jim Sr. Jim Jr., by the way, folks. We heard from him. He's doing well, and if you can believe it, he's only got about a week and a half left of basic training. We'll give an update on that when we know more coming through on that. Warren says hey, and hey, good to see you yesterday, sir. Thanks for making the trip up to see us. Scott says good morning, as well as Chuck from the YouTube side and on the west side of the state. Rick says hi, and good morning to you guys as well. Okay, as I said, a lot to get to, so we'll dive right in. First off, out of the gate, let's talk about that. No, let's not. Okay, we're done with this, but I do have a couple copies of Frampton Comes Alive. If you want to pay more than $2, in fact, this is a $32 album, brand new. So the question was, how far will Jim go for an April Fool's Day joke? Well, that answer to that is buy 2 copies of an album that people regularly pay $2 to $3 for in the used rack, just so I could have some new copies to spread out there on our April Fool's video. Back up if you get a chance, and you'll see that. Okay, new releases from this week. There were a lot of them that hit, and we have sold through a lot of them as well. But the biggest and most requested was the Sturgill Simpson Volume 2 Cut and Grass on indie exclusive blue vinyl. We did go through quite a few of these. This is the last one in the store for the weekend. I do have some more on order if you'd like to. Looks like they learned from the debacle from the Volume 1 indie exclusives where they got rationed, because there are plenty of these to go around. So we'll have some of those for those of you who want to get it next week, but we do have the one left. Cool reissue from the Bangles. Had another one there, Sweetheart of the Suns. We've got that. There were 3, count them, 3 Live Eagle album reissues, yesterday's releases as well, including the Millennium Concert. And I believe this is the first time on vinyl for this. We were talking with Ken, and he says, I think that this is one of the ones that was the first time on vinyl. The other one as well, I've seen this before on bootleg, is The Long Road Out of Eden. And the third Eagles live release was the one with the red cover, the suitcase, the case cover on there. Eagles Live. I'm out of that right now, but we'll try to get more next week if anybody wishes to grab one of those. Restock from last week turned out to be a fairly popular one, was the Young Shakespeare from Neil Young. A complete concert, all solo acoustic concert rather, from 1971. So this is Neil in top form doing a lot of his big stuff from 71. New release also from yesterday, a reissue. The Porcupine Tree Up the Downstair, a 2-record set remastered by Steve Wilson. We talked about that before here, as well as on our Wednesday record show, the Steve Wilson remixes, and what a phenomenal job he is doing with those. This is one of those from Porcupine Tree we have got in the store if you are interested as well. New release also yesterday is the Damned on yellow vinyl, Punk Oddities and Rare Tracks, 1977 through 1982. Had a couple of those, but I believe that is the last one here as well. And another new one is Trains Drops of Jupiter, 20th anniversary edition on bronze colored vinyl. Got a few of those in store, as well as grab this one for some reason. This is another Dollar Bin special normally, but on pink vinyl limited edition from Cleopatra Records. We're getting some great stuff from them nowadays. Helen Reddy, I Am Woman, single album set with a lot of great hits of hers on pink vinyl. So a lot of good new releases. We'll get to the restocks in just a moment. We're going to say hi to a few more folks. Andy says good morning, and good morning to you, sir. Mr. Steve Brown, good morning from Scotland. And Steve, we're going to talk about you in just a moment. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us from over on that side of the big pond. Heather says, good morning, Wasteland. Good morning, Heather, as well. We missed you yesterday. And Tiffany says, good morning there as well. And another, here's Stephen Wilkinson. Mr. Silkman says, good morning, and good morning to you, sir. A little early for those icons, don't you think? The emojis. Sorry. Okay, on the reissue front, we had a bunch of these the other day, last week. It's the Marty Robbins Gunfighter Ballads. We're out of, nope, this is the wrong one. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is correct. We're out of the version that had the bonus 7-inch single on orange vinyl, but we do have, got these yesterday, 2 copies of a EU import on reddish orange vinyl. So we've got a couple of these in the stores for those of you that missed out on the other one. The one with the orange 7-inch, I think, is long gone, but we'll try to get more. Another copy of the Motorhead and Lemmy. This was the red vinyl version. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, and Heather had reviewed the Chris Cornell, No One Sings Like You Anymore, on our last Wednesday record show. Check that out if you get a chance. Go back on our channel and look for it. Fantastic album of covers from Chris Cornell there as well. One other restock of note, we got a few more copies of Stone Temple Pilots Purple back on the shelves for you. And then, speaking of the record show, last Wednesday, hopefully you got a chance to catch it. I had that wonderful conversation with a guy by the name of Jem Targle. He was the bass player for Michigan's Third Power in the late 60s and 70s. Phenomenal Michigan rock group that did a lot of cool things. Guitarists, Drew Abbott went on to that long career with Seeger, but we do have one reissue copy. I think I've got one coming next week as well of their one and only album, Believe. If you get a chance, look for this online. It's some great sounding Michigan rock from that era. And go back and check out that interview with Jem. He's a great guy and a lot of good stuff going on. Also got some reissues, speaking of Michigan rock, from the Rationals. And we've got a Spanish reissue of MacArthur. Steve, I'll talk to you about this too. If you check these guys out, these MacArthur out of Saginaw remind me a lot of Rush. It's a very interesting correlation, though. We'll talk about that at a later date. And Question Mark and Mysterians with Bobby Balderrama on there as well. We got a couple of those on the shelf, as well as a restock of Alice Cooper's Detroit Stories. Side note on this, and this is a tease for the upcoming record show. It's either going to be this Wednesday or next, depending on a release that we've got coming in. I had a great conversation the other night with Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad and Mark Farner's American Band. And he worked with Bob Ezrin and Alice Cooper on this, and we talked a little bit about this. So that's coming up on a record show in one of the next 2 Wednesdays, either this coming Wednesday or the Wednesday after. Again, it kind of depends on where we're going with that. Also from Detroit, we've got the Shaw tapes, the Gories live in Detroit from 1988. Very raw sounding. It's bootleg sounding, but this is a really cool performance from the Gories on there as well. Mick Collins, who you might remember from the Dirt Bombs, taking part in there as well. Finally, on here is something Kim Fowley's Psychedelic Dogs. It does have a Detroit tie-in. It's a Detroit Invasion on there. And I have to ask, and I will post this up later. I know you guys can't see this, but there's a special thanks to Jeff Walker on here. And I just can't but help wonder if this is the Jeff Walker we know and love from the Detroit record scene. So we'll find out for certain as well. A couple of more good mornings. Betty says good morning, and good morning to you as well. Good morning from John Hall. There we go. John says there. Tiffany is giving the thumbs up to Third Power as well. And Adam adding in that the Cooper show, or the Cooper album rather, is awesome. I will agree to that. It is as well. Okay, looking at my time, I do need to get moving here a little bit. But a few minutes ago, I mentioned a gentleman by the name of Steve Brown from Scotland. He is on here watching as well. A couple of weeks back, a friend of mine by the name of Joe Pesh posted up something in a Rush page on Facebook, and I thought, that looks like an interesting album. As you know, it's been a little over a year now since Neil Peart passed away, and you guys know as well that I'm a bit of a Rush fan here as well. But Joe had posted a picture of an album which was a tribute to Neil Peart, and I thought that was very interesting. And a couple of days later, he posted up a link on that because I went looking for it on our distributor sites, couldn't find it. So I did some digging, and I found it. And then I ordered a couple of them as well. And this is what this looks like. This is an album called Tributes Songs for Neil, Volume 1. This is a compilation of Rush tribute bands doing the songs of Rush, the works of Neil Peart. And I got to tell you, folks, this is a beautiful, beautiful album. Not just the artwork, which is fantastic in and of itself. I mean, right even down to the inner sleeve, you see how nice that looks. But the vinyl itself is just this beautiful, beautiful red. Let me pull this up here so we can see it. Beautiful looking red vinyl. It sounds fantastic, and the music is as beautiful as the artwork on this. You've got a collection of Rush tribute bands from around the world doing these songs, like Far Cry is on here, Subdivision, The Trees, The Garden from Clockwork Angels is on there, After Image, Cinderella Man, The Past, and Nobody's Hero. So question is okay, I ordered a couple of these, obviously one for me, and we're going to have another one around, but where can we get these? Now, the Rush site, and I will post up a link to this so you folks can order these directly if you so desire, and they're coming from Scotland, but it is on a website called rushfestscotland.co.uk. And what's really cool about this, RUSHFest Scotland, along with Steve, have produced this album of 14 Rush songs covered by Rush tribute bands from around the world. It's a limited edition pressing of both vinyl and CD, the red vinyl. And here's what's most important about this. All of the profits are going to Cancer Support Scotland in the UK and the Glioblastoma Foundation Neil Peart Research Award here in the US. So you get yourself a great sounding and great looking album and a great and fitting tribute to just a phenomenal individual in the form of Neil Peart, but you're helping research the disease that took him from us very, very much too soon. The compilation, by the way, was produced by RUSHFest Scotland and Steve Brown. And as we mentioned, all the profits going to the Cancer Support Scotland registered. So here's the thing. We will put up the link to RUSHFest Scotland in the description below. After I'm done with the live, we'll do an update on this, and we'll talk about this down the line. And here's the big and, I am talking with Mr. Steve Brown about scheduling an interview for an upcoming record show episode, our Wednesday night show, to talk a lot more detail about this album, what went into it, and how they're making it available. But here's the thing. We're also going to do our best to get a hold of a few copies of this to have in our store locally. And then we'll have more details on another thing we're working on when we talk with Steve here in the next coming week or two. So if this is something you're interested in, by all means, feel free to head to the website that we'll post and get one ordered as well. But if you're local here in the mid-Michigan area, I'm going to try to get a hold of a handful of these for us to have on hand in the store. We'll get all the details and the pricing worked out. And for those of you who are interested, get a chance to go in that direction. So again, check this out online. Stay tuned to our Wednesday show. Actually, stay tuned. I got a better idea. See that subscribe button? I'm imagining it's right there. If I'm pointing in the right direction, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube or like us on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitch, so I don't know what you do on Twitch. You put down the controller for a moment and say that you want to watch us again. But please hit that subscribe button on YouTube and make sure you enable the notifications bell. So whenever we do post something new, you will see that. So again, the record show, which is our Wednesday collector show, up in the air. We're going to be talking with Mark Farner. I just don't know if it's going to be this Wednesday or next Wednesday. It depends on this release that he's got coming out and when we can get that scheduled. And then we will also be talking with Mr. Steve Brown coming up very, very soon here. So I really want to talk more about this record because I freaking love this record. It is such a great, great addition to the collection. And you Rush fans really, really need one to have one in there as well. Cherry is saying, do we have an online store? Yes-ish. We've got a Discog store with a few of the things that we have on there. Look for Radio Wasteland Records or visit our website or Facebook page for that. Rick is heading out to the Grand Rapids show. Coolness as well. Panic at the Disco playing on CBS Saturday morning. Now, well, why would you watch those guys when you could watch us? I guess we're going to be on all the time. Anyhow, Tyler says he picked up a Back in 72 from us. Sounded fantastic. That is great to hear, Tyler. So I'm looking at the time. I don't see a line outside the door. So if I go a little bit long, Kim's not here to give me the wrap-up signal. So I can see her sitting on the couch saying, get going here at home. So with that in mind, I will bid you guys a great, great Saturday. I hope you enjoy it. If part of that enjoyment includes some quality crate digging time for new and vintage vinyl, please feel free to stop by the store. We are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. We're open now, as soon as I unlock the door, of course, until 6 p.m. today. And yes, we are going to be open on Easter Sunday. I've had a couple questions about that as well. We will be open normal hours for Easter Sunday. Yes, I know. We get it from Chuck saying, hey, can't wait to come back. Warren, thank you. Yep. So I'll be risking a little bit of sacrilegiousness there to be open on Easter Sunday, but I want to be here for you guys who really only have the day or two to come out and do some looking for vinyl. So we'll be here for that. So today, open Saturday from now until 6 p.m. Tomorrow, Easter Sunday, we will be open from 12 noon until 5 p.m. our normal hours, and closed again on Monday and Tuesday, and back at her again on Wednesday. Next week, folks, those of you who watch our Friday drop videos, I'm telling you, who's in the mood for a little metal? We got some coming in, so check that out then. But subscribe to that darn thing down there. Hit that, and we will we'll get you going on there. So one final hi. Oh, our 777 Danny saying hi from Austria this morning. Thank you for checking in again. Always great to see you here. So, all right, you folks have a fantastic week, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Don't forget our Wednesday show. Check it out. I mean it. Hit that. Later, guys. Have a good one.